Hi, thank you for joining us today. Today we will be discussing how to properly dispose of CUI when it is in electronic and physical forms. To begin, it is helpful to make the distinction between the two forms of CUI that you will be destroying. Hard copy media refers to physical information, such as forms or documents. Electronic, otherwise known as soft copy media, refers to media that is virtual, such as hard drives, computers, flash drives, or any kind of memory drive. These often require a more extensive form of destruction because their information exists in a non-physical way. The rule of thumb when destroying any kind of CUI is to render the information unreadable, indecipherable, and irrecoverable. This is especially important when you are trying to destroy any kind of physical form or document. Take, for example, a form that is shredded. On screen, we have two examples of a shredded form. In the not approved example, this has been shredded so that entire names, numbers, and addresses can still be put together. However, the example that we have approved has been cross-cut using 1 mm by 5 mm particle machine. As you can see, the information is entirely unreadable, indecipherable, and irrecoverable. Nothing from that document can be put back together. As mentioned, it is important to destroy physical media in such a way that CUI can never be rendered readable once again. Therefore, be on the lookout for shredders and other equipment that has signage that indicates it has been approved for the destruction of CUI. On screen, we have an example of a label that might be placed on a machine that has been inspected and approved for the destruction of CUI. Some organizations will use destruction bins to destroy their CUI. Ideally, these bins should have the signage on them indicating that it is acceptable to deposit CUI within them. These bins should be locked to prevent any unauthorized access. Your organization should also ensure that all materials deposited into the bin is destroyed in such a manner that is with CUI destruction protocol, meaning that it is unreadable, irrecoverable, and indecipherable. Never use a standard trash can or recycling bin when throwing out CUI. Electronic or soft copy media can be a bit trickier to dispose of in that its information exists in a virtual form and not just in a physical manner. There are 3 suggested practices to overcome that obstacle. They include clearing, purging, and destroying. Clearing refers to wiping information from a device by means of rewriting or resetting the machine. Purging takes information clearing a step further by involving laboratory techniques to render the CUI information recovery impossible. Destroying also requires laboratory techniques to make information irretrievable. However, it destroys said media so that it can never be used for storage again. You should always consult with your local security manager on CUI for specific information on how you should be destroying of your electronic media.